Jasper, you take the one that's painted like death. I take the mean-looking one. You take Miss Magnet and her uncle to the canoe.
Man's dead.
Hurry, Nang, quick.
What about you?
I'll be all right. And you make sure them pop guns don't go off. Yeah!
The long carabine!
Aye, empty your rifles, you simpletons. You'll never hit the long carabine. Brave work, Master Cap. You gave his friend something to think about. He ain't never seen a pop gun before.
I will go alone to Fort.
You're a free man, Serpent, to go your own way.
Pathfinder!
Right, Jasper, let's be off. Not long now, we'll soon be in sight of the fort.
Pathfinder.
I see them, Miss Mabel. Now, don't you be afeared. They ain't armed.
Are they enemy savages?
They're that all right.
Why aren't they attacking us?
I don't know, Master Cap. Just keep quiet as we pass them. Friend Arrowhead.
Why didn't they stop us, Pathfinder?
It's a mystery I can't answer, ma'am. It ain't in the varmint's nature to let their sworn enemies pass in front of their noses. Something or somebody must have got at them.
Sergeant! Here they come! Open up, soldiers! Open up!
Dear Father!
Mabel, my dear. Thank God we're safe. Brother Cap. Why didn't you stop her coming here, eh?
You don't know your own daughter asking that question.
Pathfinder, my deepest thanks. Once more, I'm in your debt. Where's Jasper?
He's gone aboard the Scud.
Well, let me have a good look at you.
Father?
So like your mother when she was your age. Didn't know where I was there for a second.
Ah, she's a bonny lass.
I kent she was a beauty. Father showed me a miniature of hers. I must say, doesn't he do her justice?
You have your eye on her, have you?
Well, I'm no to blame for my manhood, Lundie.
Davy, you don't change.
It's my burden in life to be fond of the women. And that they in turn should find me to their liking, eh?
Do you think you could tear your thoughts away from them long enough to deal with your duties as quartermaster?
Always good food.
Well, brother-in-law, you may be on a distant frontier, but you're certainly not on short rations as far as grub goes. Haven't eaten so much since my Navy days.
Yeah, at least we do eat well.
It's so hard to believe that we could be in danger out here, Father.
I'm afraid we are, my dear.
Well, you needn't worry about Miss Magnet, Sergeant. If you'd seen the way she conducted herself on the way here, you'd have been proud of her.
I am a soldier's daughter. It does not become me to show fear, even if I do often feel it.
Yeah, I wish young Jasper'd come.
Oh, well, you know Jasper. He's a fine lad, but he gets to be moody at times.
You must remember to thank him, Father. He was very brave and he helped a lot.
Yeah, that's right, Sergeant.
Well, I'll thank him.
When do you think this war's going to end, brother?
When we command the St. Lawrence and can attack Quebec.
When will that be?
Pathfinder and I have pondered that for many a year.
How long have you and Pathfinder known each other, Father?
Since before you were born, my dear. Many a mile we've marched together, many a battle fought. He saved my life once.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, Sergeant.
Yes.
Oh, what happened?
Well,
Tell me about it, please.
one day, I was caught in ambush by Indians. Suffered a bad hurt, just about to lose me scalp. Well, one of the devils had me by the throat. Knife upraised, Pathfinder shot the knife from his hand, beat him over the head with the butt of his rifle.
You did save his life.
I saved him from losing his scalp, ma'am. A man might live without a scalp, so it'd be wrong to say I saved his life.
A mighty fine scalp it is for a man of my years. There ain't a thicker in the garrison.
What about mine?
Oh, Sergeant, I have a wee word with you. Oh, you've company, have you?
Oh, you may come in, sir. My daughter and brother-in-law I was telling you about.
Oh, hi. Oh, they've arrived, have they?
This is Mrs. Muir, the quartermaster. My daughter, Mabel. We call her Magnet.
Miss Magnet. I feel myself attracted already.
My brother-in-law, Captain Cat, late of His Majesty's Navy.
How do you do?
Oh, how do you do, Captain? Aye, well, Sergeant, I'll not keep you from your jollification. It's come to my ears the men have been complaining about the food.
Complaining?
Aye, they're complaining they're over-venisoned and over-pigeoned of late.
Well, they haven't complained to me, sir. Of course, being Scotch, they do dislike our wheaten bread, always complaining about the lack of oatmeal.
Well, I must confess, paying for a bit of oatmeal myself now and again. I must talk to the Major, get some imported. Anyway, it's not all that important. There are other things as sweet as oatmeal. Your daughter, for one, Sergeant.
Oh, I think she passes inspection, sir.
Well, she does indeed. The flying colours. A most welcome addition to the strength. I'll, no doubt be seeing you again, Miss Magnet, eh?
Mr. Muir?
Oh, I'll see you to the door, sir.
Oh, no, don't bother. I'll see myself.
What a strange man.
It's clear he sees nothing strange in you, my dear. I think he's taken a fancy to you, Mabel.
Our tomahawks should be red with blood. Scalps at our belts! We let them pass because the White Chief said it must be.
You will soon have their scalps.
The pale-faced spy at the British fort has spoken more.
2 days from now, they plan to attack you here, take you by surprise. But you will be ready for them. And when you have destroyed them, the fort and all in it will be yours.
When the red men are eager for scalps, 2 days is long to wait.
Your desire for the Yankees' maid is strong, my friend.
Miss Mabel.
May I come in?
Please.
What a very interesting home you have.
You're the first lady ever to see it, ma'am. It's Chingachgook's home, too, miss.
I'm glad to see that you returned home safely.
He had them running in circles. 2 died on his knife. Well, you mustn't be afeard of the old serpent, man.
I must admit I am a little afraid of him.
Because he takes scalps.
That is one reason.
Taking scalps is an Indian's nature, man. That's his custom. Doesn't mean the same to him as it does to you and me. When he takes a scalp, he not only wins a trophy of war, he sets free the spirit of his enemy, so that it may find its way to the happy hunting ground of the Braves' tribe.
But they take the scalps of living men.
Well, the varmints do, ma'am. Chingachgook ain't a varmint. I've been his friend since boyhood, when my mother and father were killed by varmints. I've known him in sorrow and in joy, and rely on it, ma'am. There is a heart and a soul under that red skin. And his gifts in nature may be different from our own, but no doubt God bestowed them for wise ends, though neither you nor me can follow them.
Then I will not fear him any more. Pathfinder, I have something to give you. As a token of my regard for you, and because I owe you my life. Oh, please take it. It would make me very happy.
I don't know what to say, ma'am. It sure is mighty pretty.
Put it on your hunting shirt. Here. It becomes you very well.
Thank you.
Now remember, it is a token of friendship between us, and a sign that I can never forget you or your services. Now I must go. Chingachgook, I have not yet thanked you for helping to bring me here safely. I would thank you now.
It gave my heart joy to help. You bring memories to the thoughts of Chingachgook.
Memories?
Many moons ago, we bring other pale-faced women to Fort William Henry. One with dark hair. When I think of her, I see again my son.
You have a son?
He sleeps with his fathers. You, Paleface, would say he is dust. No more.
Oh, no. We do not believe that death is the end of life, but the beginning of a new life.
It is good. It is true.
Tell me about your son.
His name was Uncas. He was a great warrior. The eye of an eagle was his. His feet so swift, the wind could not catch him. At the sound of his voice, his enemies trembled and hid in the shadows. He was but a boy, but he had the wisdom of all the ages. He had seen but 20 summers when the Hurons struck him down. At the moon of the falling leaves, he went to the land of the Great Spirit. And now he is in his place, in the happy hunting grounds of his people.
Aye. None is more honored than Uncas. He was a great warrior. I will see you to your quarters, Miss Mabel.
Good night, Chingachgook.
The sailor Weston is here, sir.
He is he? All right. Send him in. Now, Weston, shut that door, would you? What I have to say to you is a wee thing delicate. Though I don't see why it should be, in the circumstances. The fact is, I've been having complaints about you.
Complaints, sir?
Not about you personally, at least. Not the manner in which you conduct your duties. That's always been satisfactory and continues to be. No, the complaints refer to your ability to speak the French language.
I learned the language by compulsion, sir. In Upper Canada, where I spent my boyhood, there are many who speak no other.
Yes, well, I suppose the French must talk together in some language or other. But it happens to be the enemy's lingo, and doesn't do anybody any good, at least no British subject. So, if you would refrain from using it in future, we'd all be a lot easier in our minds.
Sir, is my loyalty in doubt?
I didn't say that.
But, sir, I must conclude that...
You'll conclude nothing, except your habit of talking French.
But I only use certain words, and not very often.
Nevertheless, it's an irritation to folk. Could you not use English words, or... no, you don't know Scots, more's a pity. Eh?
Yes, sir. I will only use English words.
Now, there's no call to be thrown. If you think about it, you will realize that what I have said is only right and fair. All right. You can go. Damn Davy Muir and his sensitivity.
Jasper.
Miss Magnet, Mrs. Watson.
Jasper?
Where have you been? I haven't seen you.
I've been very busy. I hope you like it here.
I quite like it. Is there something troubling you?
For one like me, there's always trouble. Excuse me, please. No.
He's very handsome, my dear. A pity he's half French. Here comes one who's half daft.
Miss Magnet. The flower of Oswego.
Mr. Muir?
Mrs. Watson.
You're looking very spruce, Davy.
Oh, no more than usual. I'm still waiting, Miss Magnet.
Waiting, Mr. Muir?
My invitation to show you over my domain. You haven't accepted?
Of course. You're in charge of growing the vegetables in the fort.
Well, the whole idea of growing vegetables took root in my brain. My potato patch is well worth seeing, I assure you.
I will remember that and let you know.
Well, don't keep me waiting too long, will you? Well, duty calls. Miss Magnet. Mistress.
There are worse things than being ambushed by Indians.
Here. Letters. To the relatives of men killed in action. One day, my lad, you'll be writing these yourself.
I won't like it any more than you do, sir.
Now, come in, Corporal.
Excuse me, sir. It's about Ensign Macaulay.
Aye, what about him?
His body was found outside the fort this morning.
Indians' work.
Oh, no question of that, sir. It was stripped of everything, including the dispatches.
Right. See that the corpse is prepared for burial. I'll come and view it later.
Aye, sir.
So much for the new route. First time we use it, these devils are onto it. They've been a bit too smart for my liking. Eh?
If it was smartness on their part, sir.
I can see you're thinking what I'm thinking. Well, what other explanation can there be?
She's pretty, and she's clever.
Good. I've a reason for asking your opinion. It's time she was married. I've given thought to the matter. And as a result of my deliberations, Pathfinder, the girl is yours. Heart and hand.
Eh?
What's wrong? You're pleased with the lass, aren't you? You just said so.
It ain't my feelings towards Miss Mabel that bother me, Sergeant. It's her feelings towards me.
In what way?
Oh, I'm just a plain ignorant woodsman. I'm far beneath her. In ideas, and every other way.
That's not the case at all. I got my rank through being a sound judge of men's character. To me, you're neither plain nor ignorant.
You're my friend. Friends are inclined to be over-generous in the praise of each other. Miss Mabel might not share your good opinion of me.
Well, of course she shares it. She gave you the brooch, didn't she?
It is a token of friendship, not for the reasons you mean.
What you're trying to say, Pathfinder, is you don't want to marry my daughter.
Well, hey, not
well,
so
do
fast,
you
Sergeant.
or don't you now? Friends also confide in each other and they're honest.
All right, I admit it. I do have an affection for Miss Mabel, more than I ever had for any female before. And if she could fancy me, I might give up some of my wandering ways and try to humanize my mind down to a wife and children. Oh, but I'm old, Sergeant, and I'm rough. Miss Mabel's young and delicate. She's used to settlement ways. Going to church, visitings, talking to clever people, and she wouldn't want to live in the woods with an old dog like me. And if I was younger, like Jasper...
Jasper? That's what I think of Jasper and all the other young coxcombs that strap round this fort. Well, you have something they don't have, experience. A woman likes a man with experience.
Not experience in hunting moose and killing mingoes and sniffing out a trail.
Experience in the field is as good in love as in war. You have more things in your favor than you think, Pathfinder. All right. You're older than Jasper, but you're younger looking. Yeah, better looking, too. You have a clean mind, good conscience. 30 years from now, there'll be more left of you than of Jasper and all the others put together. Everybody likes and respects you. That's important, Pathfinder. And you're my oldest and best friend. We've known each other since before Magna was born. Do you think a girl can refuse a man who was her father's best friend before she was born? Of course she can't. She wouldn't dream of refusing. So why not talk to her, eh?
Well, I'll think it over.
Don't think too much. In love, a man who thinks too much gets left behind. Well, your ardor needs to be kept on the boil. Too much thinking is like pouring cold water on it. Oh, look, man. She half loves you already. I know she does.
There's no doubt of it, gentlemen. There's a traitor among us. The enemy has been getting wind of our intentions of late and been able to take appropriate action. Well, we are going to try and beat the traitor swine. And that brings me to the reasons why I've sent for you. Now, as every officer and NCO knows, it's our plan to attack the Indian camp here tomorrow. That's no longer our intention, gentlemen. We attack them today, in 1 hour's time to be exact. And let us hope they will not be prepared for us.
It could be successful, sir.
Let's hope it is successful, Mr. Watson. No, I don't think that you're the traitor in our midst, nor you, Sergeant Dunham. I trust neither of you suspect me.
Will the plan of attack be the same, sir?
Nothing is changed but the time. Now, Sergeant, I want the Pathfinder to join us and that savage he calls his brother.
Sir.
I want the change of plan to be kept secret. There's only the three of us here know about it. Don't let the cat out of the bag until the men are marching through the gates. And let us pray to God that we will catch these devils on the hop and get a fair fight. For once. What if he should cry out?
Don't you worry, Major. Chingachgook will take care of that.
What you might call cutting off the cry at the source. I haven't enjoyed myself so much, not since we cut General Cope's to pieces. Pressed and pans, eh?
I'm glad it went off well, sir.
We put them to the sword, and they didn't like it. Come in, for heaven's sake. Don't stand on ceremony. That is glorious hour. Well, James, you happier now, man, eh? You happier now?
Yes, I'm happier now, sir.
That was quite a stramash, eh? I lost count of the number that fell to my blade. Go on there, pour yourselves a dram. Don't wait on me for any sake. And the men, please.
Jubilant, sir, jubilant.
They'll feel like men again, eh? Their backbones will be back in place.
It's given them new heart, too.
I wonder how the traitor in their midst feels about it.
If he knows.
He'll be feeling sick, I'll wager.
Dram, sir.
Thank you. The first of many I'm picking, eh? Well, gentlemen, I can see you've got more important work in hand than to listen to me talking. But I would just like to say a few words. Today, we struck a blow for king and country.
Hear, hear.
We taught the heathen a lesson, and a damn costly one it was too for him. But most of all, we did ourselves some good.
Aha.
We can say we're men again. We can hold our heads up high. So, without any more ado, gentlemen, I give you a toast to the regiment and dear old Scotland.
There's blood on your sleeve, Father.
Difficult to avoid sometimes. Soldier must fight, my dear.
Oh, so that's what it was. When I was on the lake shore, I heard faint cries, and I thought it was people enjoying themselves in the forest, hunting wild animals, perhaps. It was you fighting the Indians, and this is the blood of an Indian.
It's me.
Father, did you kill him?
Look, my dear, you mustn't start feeling sorry for the Indians. They're evil, brutal, ignorant savages, and they're our enemies. If we don't kill them, they'll kill us. It's as simple as that.
Can you accept killing people so easily?
It's got to be done. It's necessary in the interests of our people, their happiness, their safety.
Don't you ever wish it wasn't necessary?
You know, my dear, you are so much like your mother. She was always imagining things. Now, don't try to imagine things a man does in a man's world. You're bound to get it wrong.
I saw something floating out on the lake, and I thought it looked like a body. I didn't imagine that, Father.
Salmon in the sea, ma'am.
You can't catch trout in the sea.
I have seen many whales killed on the mighty ocean, ma'am.
You needn't sneer at Lake Ontario.
But I do sneer at it, ma'am. In comparison with the sea, it is but a pond in dimensions, a bit of a pond.
The water stretches as far as the eye can see, and further. That makes it the equal of the sea.
It is inferior to the sea, in every way that water can be inferior, ma'am.
Not in one respect, it isn't.
And what, pray, might that be?
The water of the sea is undrinkable. The water of the Ontario is very pleasant to drink.
I never drink water, ma'am. Here we are, Magnet. Supper.
Excuse me, please.
She saw some blood on my sleeve.
It is not the pain in your flesh that hurts you. The pain in your heart for the pale-faced woman. I want her for Squaw and Musha. I wish I could bring her to you. I'll bring you the gift of forgetfulness.
Would make good squaw, Hawkeye.
Eh?
You know of whom I speak. You want the woman.
Well, I wouldn't say as I wanted Chingachgook. But I agree the sergeant's daughter, of whom you speak, would make a good wife to a man.
Your days and nights have been many, Hawkeye. All passed without squaw. Soon the snow will be on your head.
What are you trying to say, Serpent? I've left it too late, or I'd better get a move on.
Have you told her you want her for squaw?
No, I haven't yet. I ain't sure how to put it to her.
Tell her you want her for squaw.
That's the red man's way. In the white man's circles, it ain't so simple. A white woman has the right to say no, so a man's got to think long and deep how to make his proposal to lessen the risk of him being rejected, as the saying goes. Ain't easy for you to understand, eh, Serpent?
Woman can say no.
And where's that? Miss Dunham.
Jasper?
Come in.
Thank you.
You're very brave to come here in the dark.
The moon was bright, and a sentry kindly escorted me to the jetty. Oh, I'm sorry. You were working. I disturbed you.
It's not important.
I like your boat. You must be proud to have the command of such a fine craft.
It makes me feel I'm not useless, but I have a skill that's wanted.
Yes, to be wanted. That is very important.
Would you like a glass of wine?
No, thank you. I don't drink wine. But I have no objection to other people drinking it.
No, I don't drink. Often.
Is that your mother and father?
Yes.
Oh, your mother is very beautiful.
She's dead, my father too.
You did tell me she was French.
Canadienne. Her home was in Arcadia.
Arcadia. It was from there that the French were expelled. They would not take the oath of allegiance to the British.
They didn't want to fight for them or the French. There are people who do not like war. All they want is a little house of their own, enough land to grow crops on, and peace all their days to enjoy the good things of the world.
I read of the ships going to Arcadia, and of the soldiers forcing the people to go on board. Oh, it was a wrong and a wicked thing to do, to take those people from their homes to New England, which they'd never even seen.
The British wanted the land for a settlement of their own. Anyway, my mother left long before the ships came.
Why did she leave?
She met my father, who was British. He was a sailor on the lakes. They both died of the fever when I was small. She often used to tell me of Arcadia, what it was like in the orchards in the springtime.
Wolves. Mating.
Aye. Damn country's inhabited by nothing else but creatures of the night.
You're hankering for a glimpse of the hills at home, are you?
What do you know? Don't tell me you're happy in this God-forsaken hole.
It's the new world, Davy. Here in the Canadas, they have a rosy future.
I'll have no wish to see it. You're not thinking of settling here, are you?
No. No, I'll go back to Scotland. One day. Deo volente. Yeah. My return will be fraught with less problems than yours.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe Miss Dunham will not fancy going to Scotland. You're thinking of asking her to be number 5, are you not?
Oh, I'm considering asking her to marry me.
I thought you might be.
No, but you're wrong in one of your observations. I've only been married 3 times. And if Miss Dunham is sensible enough to accept my proposal, she'll become the 4th Mrs. Muir, no the 5th.
You're being sensitive again, Davy.
I'm nothing of the kind. I'm just putting your arithmetic right.
You're not counting that lassie you married in Stirling without the minister, is that it?
The court ruled that was no marriage. The woman took advantage of my affectionate disposition and inveigled me into a contract wasn't illegally binding.
It wasn't as clear-cut as that, Davy. However, we'll concede the point and reduce your tally of wives to 3, which isn't bad, Davy.
I wouldn't have married a second time. If Jeannie, my legal first, hadn't died and left behind neither chip nor cheel.
Yeah, but she did die, and you married twice thereafter.
Oh, the other 2 were experiments that failed. Seems to be my fate to be disappointed.
And now you're thinking of putting your neck in the noose a 4th time?
Every man has his weakness, Lundie. Mine just happens to be matrimony.
What makes you think the sergeant's lass will have you? In the army? You're not in the bloom of youth any longer.
Oh, it's easy seeing you've never been married. You don't know the first thing about it.
In what way am I ignorant?
Me. You get a better tune and an older fiddle. The women can that.
I doubt you'll get no chance of playing your fiddle for Miss Dunham.
Huh? Oh, no. Here, you know something.
She's been promised to somebody else by her father.
And who's the man? Oh, no, come on. Who is he?
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder? Oh, I didn't think Dunham would be as humble-minded in picking himself a son-in-law. Pathfinder? I wonder he didn't offer the last of Jenkins Jack.
Jenkins Jack?
Oh, that Indian crony of Pathfinder.
Oh.
So, eh? She's betrothed to Pathfinder, eh?
Mind you, I don't think the lassie knows yet. Pathfinder's the sergeant's choice. I never heard it was hers. I wouldn't think it myself.
It's good to know what you're up against. I must say I'm not overawed by the strength of the opposition.
Here, I managed to save it for you. They've drunk the brewery dry with their celebrations. Now don't break the jug and don't lose it. Ormure's got them all counted.
Oh, to sail on the lake. I like that most of all. You'd like it too. I have a little boat of my own. It has a blue sail. On a windy day, it skims on the water like a bird. Alas, today on the lake, there's war. To sail on it can be dangerous.
But peace will return again one day.
Oui. And now, why be sad? Why worry about things that can't be changed? Life should be gay, like the bright gold of the maple in the fall. Like the way you're smiling now. Yes?
Good evening, Jasper. Good evening, Miss Magnus.
Pathfinder?
I called on your father, miss. I should say I called on you, ma'am, at your father's.
Oh, for any special reason?
Well, no, miss, just to pay my respects. He was worried about you being out without an escort and asked me to come and fetch you. I ain't one to tell a woman what to do, but I couldn't very well refuse the sergeant.
I'm sorry, Pathfinder.
Sorry?
Yes, for putting you in a difficult situation.
Oh, I ain't complaining, ma'am, as long as I can be of service. How are you, Jasper?
Ça va?
I ain't seen you around since we got back.
Oh, I've been here, busy, getting ready for the next voyage. I hear you were busy yourself today.
Oh, you mean the fight in the woods?
Can we sleep more soundly now?
The varmints weren't expecting us.
The seed of surprise brought forth a rich harvest, Hawkeye.
There'll be a few empty seats in the council house. Some varmints won't be sitting down to their succotash. Well, Miss Mabel, I don't think we should keep the sergeant waiting. He was mighty worried.
Of course. Goodbye, Jasper. I hope we meet again soon.
I share that hope.
I'll be seeing you, lad.
No. I will not resign.
I used to think it wouldn't be a good thing, ma'am. A scout like myself forming a friendship for a young woman.
Why not?
Because of the way it might change him.
What way?
Well, a scout's got to be thinking of what he's doing all the time. And scouting and facing the enemy. And if he had a pretty young woman on his mind, well, it might not be so easy.
But surely you do not think that a friendship with a girl would make you less bold, Pathfinder?
Oh, no, ma'am. That's what I used to think. I've changed my opinion now. At least I think differently. I used to love to think of my scouts and marches and fights. Just now, more lately, I've got to be thinking more of the barracks, of evenings spent more quietly, away from wrangling and bloodshed, and in the company of women, their smiles and winning ways. I've been thinking, Miss Mabel, that the sergeant and yourself will be the spoiling of me.
Oh. Then you do not know us if you think that either of us would have you in the least bit changed. Remain as you are, always. Just as you are now.
Well, I don't know. Are you cold, miss?
Well, it is getting a little chilly.
Time to be getting in then. Mustn't have you fallen sick.
Good night, Pathfinder.
Drinking Jack. So that's his name?
He's a savage. Doesn't matter what his name is.
Corporal Mackay calls him Running Nose.
I think I'll away to my bed.
Mind you, Davy, uncivilized and savage the man might be, but by the Lord, he's adroit with that bow. You should have seen how he dealt with that sentry today. About a square inch he had to shoot it. And from God knows how far. He never wavered. Straight to the target the arrow went, smack in the thrapple. Here you talk about William Tell, though in this case it was an Adam's apple.
Tomorrow will be another day.
By hip, he's given me an idea. What a notion. Davy, we'll hold a shooting contest.
A shooting contest?
Aye. And it'll be by way of a celebration of today's deliverance. But what's more to the point, Davy, it'll give you a chance to display your skill with the rifle before the fair, Miss Dunham.
You're forgetting something.
What?
It'll give Pathfinder a chance to display his skill with that long rifle he's got. Look, he can knock the wings off a flea at 100 paces with it.
We'll not let him use it. He'll have to use a king's piece the same as other folk. No, that'll be in your favour, because he's not used to the ordinary rifle.
I don't need any unfair advantages.
No, it'll be his own fault for being different, hey? No, this'll be your big chance. Davy, hey, you being an expert with the rifle.
Oh, I'll no deny I've got skill.
Oh, you'll sweep the sergeant's daughter off her feet. Oh, she'll be like putty in your hands, eh? And I'll tell you what, we'll make it a passage of arms, like in the old days when knights were bold and... and the prize will be a silken ribbon knot. A bonnet, which the winner will bestow upon the lady of his choice.
Yeah, that's got possibility.
I can see you there, man, standing up in that rostrum, eh? With the laurel wreath in your head and acknowledging the cheers and then you take up the bonnet. And there's a hush for. And then a blood-surging braying of trumpets. And you start walking forward. And the sergeant's daughter, aware of your advance, lowers her eyes demurely. And you stop right there in front of her.
And the power of my presence raises her heat.
She looks up, a flush of crimson on her cheeks. And your eyes meet. Oh, and that's a brave moment. Oh, Davy, you're the king. Eh? And she's your queen.
She'll be mine, Lundie. She'll be mine.